Hi! So, you have seen films and you have probably seen women in these films as well. And if you did not, then you're blind. Anyway, women were in cinema from the very beginning of the existence of cinema, but they were often underrepresented or underappreciated or underpaid than men equivalent. But nowadays it's changing. We are going to talk about that later, but for now, let's talk about why women were underappreciated and underrepresented in cinema. So, when the history of cinema started, the antagonist or the protagonist were often male, and their counterparts were not women. The women were in the side character as the heroine of the protagonist. The protagonist comes and saves the heroine, and the heroine falls in love with the hero, and Arab. So these type of cinemas or these type of stories were often known as damsel in distress. So the heroine was the damsel, and and the hero was the someone who saves the heroine and becomes the hero. Anyway, so because women were not in the best role or the role of the protagonist, they were often underpaid or underrepresented, or they were seen as weak. They were seen as supporting characters. So it's not just in Bollywood or in Hollywood. It happens within our country's movies as well, also in other cultures. When we say woman in cinema, we often represent or we often talk about the Hollywood version of cinema, but there's a much more broader version of cinema in other countries as well. So for example, in our country, in Bangladesh, we have seen such powerful and strong actresses like Shuchitra Shaha, Bobita, Shabnur, all of these women who represented our country in our films and who represented our films in a very awesome way. But they were often bullied, underappreciated. Also, they were called names. They were uh, bullied for doing cinemas, and all of these things happened. It's true. It's the truth, and it's a fact that it happened. And this underrepresentation of women in cinema has a technical term as well, and it's called a glass ceiling. So, women in cinema, you could call that they were the glass ceiling of the cinema industry that time. So now, times are changing and women are leading in more powerful roles, and we are seeing women working with big companies, big projects, and becoming the heroine and the main character of a movie or a story. And we are seeing that sometimes a woman, a female actress, earns much higher than a male actress because she's better. So the point of this whole conversation, of my whole saying, is this: women in cinema were underrepresented, underappreciated. That is true, but times are changing and we have to act according to that. Women are a powerful part of our society, and cinemas tells a story about the society. So you can't expect a cinema to be the best box office hit without having women in it, without having women in it. So we have to be more respectful towards people who does this profession, especially women, and we need to appreciate them. We need to represent them for who they are. And that's what I wanted to talk about. I will stop my recording here now.